Welcome to Panther Sport. We've been thinking. Think about the 90s. About three guys who graced the great 90s heavyweight division and are still, somehow, getting in the ring. Two of them fought in 2025, with one announcing his return this week. Hasim Rahman, Ike Ibeabuchi and Oliver McCall. Combined age, 165. Let's get into it. Hasim Rahman, The Rock. April 22nd, 2001, Johannesburg. Lennox Lewis, the undisputed heavyweight champion, arrived in South Africa underprepared and overconfident. Rahman had only a puncher's chance, and in the fifth round, landed that punch. A right hand that put the greatest heavyweight of his era flat on the canvas. One of the great upsets in boxing history. The rematch came quickly. Lewis got his belts back. Rahman remained a fixture at the business end of the division, but never returned to such glorious heights. He beat Lewis, Corey Sanders and Monte Barrett, lost to James Toney, Oleg Maskayev and David Tua among others. This week, at 53 years of age, Hasim Rahman announced his comeback at a press conference in Rochester, New York. He's headlining a card at ESL Ballpark on July 14th. His opponent at time of talking is the undefeated TBC. Rahman's reasoning, delivered with complete sincerity, is that he watched Rico Verhoeven take Usyk 11 rounds, and that if he had been in there that night, he'd be champ right now. Hey, delusion is just what happens before the dream comes true, man. Ike Ibeabuchi, the president. In the late 1980s, Ibeabuchi was considered by some to be the most naturally gifted heavyweight on the planet. 20 fights, 20 wins, 50 knockouts. Beat David Tua in one of the best heavyweight fights of any era. Go watch it. Stopped an undefeated Chris Bird. Ike moved like a middleweight and hit like a small building. A world title felt inevitable. However, it transpired that Ike actually sincerely believed he was the president of the world. True genius often accompanies madness. See Vincent van Gogh and Nikola Tesla. And in 1999, Ibeabuchi's world blew up. A serious criminal case in Las Vegas, 20 years in jail, and a diagnosis of paranoid schizophrenia. Ike should have been fighting for world titles, but he spent his prime fighting a very different battle entirely. In August 2025, after 26 years away from the ring, Ibeabuchi returned in Lagos, stopping fellow Nigerian Idris Afeni in 3 rounds. Shannon Briggs was being linked as an opponent. Briggs called Ike a mad old turtle and said he wanted 500 G's to fight. On Christmas Eve last year, Ibeabuchi lost for the first time in his professional career, outpointed by 55-year-old cruiserweight Kabiru Towalawi, a man with 16 losses on his record. In the words of Brit one-hit wonder Just Jack, now we can only emphasise the rise but not the fall. Oliver McCall, the Atomic Bull. September 24th, 1994, Wembley Arena. A straight right hand in the second round, and Lennox Lewis was on the canvas. Oliver McCall, the new WBC heavyweight champion. They rematch in 1997. McCall wandered the ring in tears, refused to engage, stood still while Lewis threw punches at him. A man in the middle of a very public mental health crisis, witnessed by an arena full of people who did not know what they were seeing. McCall returned to the ring at the grand old age of 59 in November 2024, knocking out Stacey Fraser in Nashville. In February last year, he stopped Gary Cobia in the 3rd round, and most recently, at 60 years of age, he fought a tooth and nail 6-round split draw against Carlos Reyes, a journeyman on a 13-fight winless streak dating back to 2015. Reyes nearly had McCall in the later rounds. The Atomic Bull needs to put himself out to pasture. 3 guys who each at their peak did something genuinely remarkable. 3 guys empowered by the self-delusion required of any elite fighter. Rahman watched Rico Verhoeven and thought that could be me. McCall keeps going, drawing with a guy in a 13-fight losing streak. Ibeabuchi still at it, losing to a 45-year-old with 16 losses. These are the guys who cannot leave the arena, and only they know its toll. But all these guys in their heads remain retired, extremely dangerous. Stay safe, know when to walk away.